What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, Mystic Watch, and today we got another video for you. We're going to be doing the Red Demon Guide. So in this video, I'll be explaining exactly how to go about Red Demon, how to beat it, the teams to bring, the strategy behind it, and I'll be showcasing the actual demon itself later on in the video. So before we get into it, let's talk about the team, let's talk about what you got to bring, what's the strategy, everything you need to know prior to actually getting into it. So with Red Demon, the game's been out about a week. I think this is a good time to drop this video. Most of the people, I'd say, all the hardcore people or, the aggressive gamers have already been doing Red Demon a decent amount. But even me, who's been playing since day one, I only have 2 level 65 units. I haven't really been doing that much Red Demon because I've been focusing on other things, Awakening Stars, things like that, and so on. But I think this is a good time where majority of the people are getting done with the story mode, meaning that the next big thing to do is PvP. Just grind your towns up to 100% hearts, 100% completion, as well as Red Demon. So currently you can do up to 5 Red Demons a day. Once Chapter 6 drops, we'll be able to do 6 Red Demons a day. Also, there will be a Grey Demon that'll be unlocked with Chapter 6. And the spawn chance of a Red Demon is now split between that Grey Demon. So it's not like, it's all RNG. The chance of spawning a Red Demon has nothing to do with what town you're doing it on or anything like that. It's just all about, randomness. So it'll be like a 50-50 chance to spawn the Red Demon. And if you guys aren't familiar with how to spawn the demon, you simply go to the battle menu when you're on the, home screen or whatever of the game. Hit boss stages, pick a stage that you can complete. I'll show it off, but you just pick a stage you can complete and keep doing it until the demon spawns. Now let's go into the breakdown of the teams. You can see here, Red Demon, I'm using SDSGC, really good database for all of your global needs, kept up to date, very nice and easy to read, and the information's good. So let's take a look. Red Demon Guide, there's actually a, let me see if I have it up. No. If you go under guides, you will see that there is a Red Demon Guide here, as well as some extra information to get you started on demons, or deathmatch, that's what they call them. So we're going to be going into here and breaking down the team that is used. So the team that is presented here is Slater, King, Gustav, and Kane. King we have already in the game. He is a free-to-play unit. All these units are in the game at global launch besides Gothen. Everyone else we can get right now. King is a free-to-play unit, and Gustav and Kane are SRs, meaning once you do like a multi or two, you're going to have them. Not too hard to pick them up. And the nice thing is, it doesn't take long at all to grab all the SRs. So I don't want to say they're like free-to-play units, but in reality they really aren't. They're not like SSRs. They're not hard to get. You should be able to get every single SR in the game with relative ease. If you don't have Slater, you're gonna go with Elizabeth. Now, what is the strategy for Red Demon? How do you go about beating Red Demon? Well, the strategy is you have to freeze or petrify him at the end of the round. So between you, if you guys are unfamiliar, Red Demon allows you to bring a partner. Between you and your partner, it can be an AI of a partner, or it can be a physical person as well. If you have a friend you're playing the game with, or even just a random person, you can simply invite someone. They give you a list of random people that you can just invite. Someone joins, simple as that. You go in. The nice thing about global is there are stamps in the game. If you go to your settings or your menu, I believe you go into settings, you'll see there is once you're on the home page, not like the in-game settings. So you go to settings, you'll see there's like a stamp box section, and you can pick the stamps you want there, and they're actually very, very helpful for the demon. Pretty much the strategy is you freeze or petrify the demon at the end of the round. That's why you bring King and Gustav. Eventually Gustav can also be replaced for Red Merlin whenever she comes out as well. She also has a freeze, the same mechanic as Gustav. Let's take a look at these characters one at a time very quickly. Gustav, the main reason you're bringing him is for this freeze ability. There's a big reason why Gustav is significantly better than King in this demon. And the reason for that is, with King, to petrify someone, you must deal damage to that target. Meaning, if your king is too weak, and you are unable to deal damage, and this matters mostly in extreme. If you try to petrify him, and you do 0 damage, because you're too weak, you will not petrify him. The requirement for any move that has a status effect that also deals damage is you have to deal the damage in order for the effect to go off. However, if the move does not deal any damage, it'll happen no matter what. That's how CC in this game works. Crowd control. The freeze is super good because it's also a level 1 card, whereas petrify you need 2 cards put together. The other freezes are not really important. You're not going for a nuke here. You just want to keep your freezes one at a time. You don't want to combine them. You want to just freeze one turn and keep saving them, as many as you can. And if you do that, then you should have no problem beating Red Demon. And with this strategy, you should be able to beat Extreme relatively easily. As for your DPS, we're going to go with Slater is the ideal candidate just because he is a blue unit going into a red unit and he does a lot of damage. Also because of the fact that you are freezing the Red Demon every single time or petrifying him, he will always have 0 ultimate gauge. And this matters because Slater has a passive where if the enemy has 0 ultimate gauge, he gains 300% crit chance, meaning he crits all the time. And he just does damage. He just does a lot of damage because he's critting no matter what, making him really good for this demon. If you do not have Slater, Elizabeth and Hawk, or Ellie Hawk for short, also an SR unit, easy to get. Her, thing is every time she does not take damage, at the beginning of the next turn, she will gain 10% stats. This scales infinitely. That's why she's a really good, cheap option for you to beat Red Demon with, but relies very heavily on the fact that you have a freeze or petrify every single turn. That is the main thing. As soon as the Red Demon hits you, it's over. Like all your stats are gone, and you have to start over one more time. Let's go take a look at Kayn. Why do we have Kayn here? Kayn and Golgius, they are just support units. Like they go into your 4th slot, and you bring them for their passive. Increases all allies' attack-related stats by 10%. In Deathmatch, or Golgius is increases all allies' damage dealt by 15% in Deathmatch. Now keep in mind, just because this says 15%, he is actually inferior to Kayn. Because Kayn is all allies' attack-related stats. This increases your attack, penetration, crit chance, crit damage, I believe. It might not be crit chance, but I'm pretty sure it's the other 300%. You end up doing more than what Golgius would give you. Now that we explained the whole strategy, let's go into the actual Red Demon. I'm going to be using my JP account just because I can solo it and it's easier to explain. So we can go into Extreme. And I'll be using the team provided in here. The exact team. So let's go here. We're going to be using King, Slater, Gustav, Kayn. I'm not using anyone else. So let's run. No. I don't really care about giving Kayn this, but I can. But why not? There, you have UR gear. Yeah, it doesn't matter. So let's go in and simply do the raid, just to show you guys how Extreme Raid goes down. This is using the exact team that you can get on Global. Slater is in the coin shop as well, meaning that you can buy him with 20 SR coins. If you don't want to buy him, simply just, if you do a multi or 2 and you get Elizabeth, you're fine. You don't need to spend anything on Slater. However, Slater is better. It just makes it easier with Slater. The runs go a little bit faster because he does more damage. Like I said, it's not that hard. The main thing about this is it's just a really big stat check. Do you do enough damage? Yes. Do you not do damage? That's it. Like there's nothing else involved. Now, normally, because in global, you will not have this much stats. Ideally, you will be freezing or petrifying every single turn. Especially if you have Elizabeth, you cannot afford to not take damage. I'm just doing this because it doesn't matter. I'm just stacking up my freezes for next wave. But here I can start using one. Also, when you freeze, you remove his stance. That stance gives him extra defense. Let's do this. And this won't kill, so we'll just do this. Boop. Bum bum ba da 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 bum 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 ba da bum ba da bum 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 bum. Yes, we get it. It's a waste if I use this, but that's fine, really. This should kill him, even if his type disadvantage. No, it doesn't. Never mind. I do not have enough damage on him. My Gustav has a bunch of random gear. Okay, Red Demon. Phase number 2. And pretty much the only thing that changes between phases is more health, more defense, more damage. Let's do this and start stacking up another one, another ultimate. I could have went straight to the next phase if I wanted to. And 1, 2, 3. We have plenty of freezes for the final phase. And that's it. It's pretty much won already. Like I said, it is, once you learn the strategy behind it, it is not hard at all. If you're... One thing that I can recommend... Okay, we are going to do this, this, and this. The reason I don't want to use the freeze there is because my Petrify turns into a gold Petrify. And I'd rather have 2 silver ones than 1 gold, because it's you're wasting a Petrify. Do this, and then next turn we have Flater's ultimate, and should be able to wrap it up from there, if not in another turn. But like I was saying before, you want to really save, or if you're doing this with a partner, you want to alternate your petrifies and stuns. Typically, the best way to coordinate that is with stamps. The stamps button will be here. On JP it's a little bit different. It's actually a garbage system on JP for stamps. But you know, you have your stamps here, and there are nicer stamps. There's a stamp that actually has King with a Petrify symbol on it, and King without a Petrify, to show if you have it or not. So we use stamps here, but it's like, for example, I could just do something and give my partner a heads up as to what I want. Sometimes the partners aren't the best, and you just gotta make do with what you get. But yeah, that is Red Demon. Hopefully that explains kind of how to go about it. The biggest thing is this is just a stat check. If you cannot do it even with the units provided, with the strategies given, it just means you don't have enough damage or health. The main thing is damage. You need the damage, just because you're going to get unlucky at some point and you're not going to have a freeze or petrify every single turn. You need the damage so you can actually just beat it. That's it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like. Comment what you want to see next. This is Beginner's Guide number 8. We have a whole list of these, and I have about like 3 more already planned. But after that, I need you guys to help me decide what to make next. I love these guide videos. I love helping people out. And I want to see, just more people playing the game. Till next time, peace out.